Samir. Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Meena every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth on both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Jaydev joins us in this session. Welcome, Jaydev.
Good evening to all the viewers once again. And today we have some updates on Sonali Phogat, and we have a lot of interesting news. So let's get to the first piece of news. Yeah. So can you update us on what's happening to in the with regards to the Sonali Phogat
Yeah,
case?
absolutely. Yeah. In Sonali Phogat's case, the family alleges conspiracy involving the farmhouse. As the mystery surrounding Sonali Phogat's death deepens and the motive for the alleged murder remains unknown, her family has claimed a conspiracy involving her aide and a farmhouse. Sonali Phogat, the leader, BJP leader and former Big Boss contestant, died hours after partying at a Goa restaurant last week. Her two aides were taken into custody over her alleged murder. Even as the motive remains unclear, Sonali's family has now alleged a deep-rooted conspiracy involving a lease agreement and a farmhouse. Her kin have reported to police about a suspicious lease agreement. According to them, accused Sudhir Sangwan wanted to get an entire farmhouse on lease by paying just rupees 5,000 per month. He tried to get her signature 3 times, but Sonali did not visit the collectorate, they alleged. The Goa and Hisar police will probe this lease agreement angle as well and will visit the Tehsil office today. A Goa police team will also visit her Delhi Sant Nagar residence. The former TikTok star and BJP leader from Hisar and a contestant in the reality show Big Boss died on August 23rd, a day after arriving in Goa with two male companions. While Phogat's family has raised the possibility of foul play in her death, her teenage daughter Yashodhara has reaffirmed her family's demand for a CBI investigation into the incident. We want the CBI to look into this. We seek justice, she said. In connection with the investigation, Goa police have so far arrested 5 people.
Yeah, so it
So,
looks like Goa police is really taking serious action, and they see each and every day there's some update to the case, unlike the SSR case, which has gone frozen after the CBI has taken over. And let's hope that the Goa and the Haryana police cooperate, and I do hope the big fish is caught in the case of this Sonali Phogat, and let's hope for that. And let's take a few comments.
yeah.
Yeah, Divya says, yeah, good evening, two noble and super talented saviors in Kali Yuga, standing up for the truth and publishing it. We are with all with you as a huge force. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much,
so much.
Divya.
Divya, it means a lot to us. And let me just greet everybody. Welcome, Priya, Gloria,
Welcome,
Monisha,
welcome,
uh,
Monisha.
yeah, Caroline, Tom and Jerry. Welcome, Kalps. So you say hello, everyone. Please also discuss how TV stars like Gulati make round trips to London and over a house at Mumbai's Trump Tower. Do make a video on this. Sure, I think we'll note this down, Jaydev. So,
Yes.
yeah. Welcome, Maya. Always nice to see you online with us. Welcome, Jyoti Sharma. Welcome, Maya. Welcome, MRB. Welcome,
Hi,
Nina.
Divya.
Nice to see you. Also, one of my relatives visited the KBC set 15 days ago. Feel for Sonali's teen daughter. Here, friends, as whenever you get any news, do share it with us, and we will also look into the veracity of it. And if it's with facts, we'll definitely speak about it. Welcome,
Hi, Himani.
Himani. Nice to see you. Never miss your show. If I did watch before going to bed, Maya, always a pleasure
Thank you, Himani.
to have you online. Martin, thank you, always. Kalp, is that really true? I mean, a house at Trump Tower. Yes, this is something we should check out, Jaydev. Kalp says, also one of my relatives visited the KBC set on Raksha Bandhan. And the episode was telecasted 3 days ago, where a woman won 75 lakhs. All of Play Along app is fake. Okay.
Okay.
Vasu Pratha says,
Hi, good evening.
welcome. Yeah, welcome. Vasu
Hi,
Pratha.
Shilpa.
Yeah. Saw a video where Sonali's brother and nephew gave a lot of details regarding her life. That Sudhir used to call her his wife. They had a flat in Gurugram and he would handle all her calls and also her laptop. Sudhir was also a good friend of Gopal Kanda, Haryana politician. See, this is where it leads to, Maya. There are some politicians who are involved in it, and this man certainly seems to have a hand in it. And as you know, Gopal Kanda has a very bad reputation. He's the reason one of the air hostesses died because he tried to control her, and also many other women who are also who fell into his trap. He uses threat and blackmail. Welcome, Nisha.
Welcome, Nisha.
Hi, Nisha Patel.
Hi, Nisha.
Welcome, Ms. Savitri.
Welcome, Savitri.
Welcome, Anita. So glad to
Hi.
catch you live today. By the way, Kartikeya too has crossed over 100 crores. Victory for us, says Bardhan, who wants to boycott Bollywood. Good evening, Radhika. Savitri, me too, always. I see. Hello, Meena
Hi, Shabana.
from Sharmila. Welcome.
Hello,
Welcome to
Vasily. That's a good one.
Justice for Sushant, Disha, and others. Boycott Bollywood movies, says Asha Rani. I always see your session, says Nisha Patil, either live or after that. Thank you so much for that.
Okay.
We're really honored. Everybody, please hit the like button. Sweet of you, Wyatt.
Thanks.
Good evening, Meena. Welcome,
Hi,
Shalini.
Sally.
Sonali's family is going head on to get her justice. Wish the same was done in case. Yes, Tom and Jerry. I'm so proud of this little girl and the family, the brothers, because they are all out, and I suppose they would have actually cared for her, the same amount, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But I'm really surprised by small movies like Kartikeya 2 not releasing today and on the 9th September. Why are they scared of Kiran Mausi's Flopastra? I don't think they're scared.
Good
Welcome,
evening,
Karthik. Always good
Karthik.
to see you and waiting for you to share your comments with us. Moving on to the next piece of news, it's called Katputli. Akshay Kumar's film, they say, is plagiarized. Netizens point out how writers verbatim translated a part of Anthony Jeselnik's Fire in the Maternity Ward for a comedy scene. Now, it's like the writers of Akshay Kumar's Ratsasar adaptation gets flack on social media for directly lifting and translating a scene from Anthony Jeselnik's comedy act, Fire in the Maternity Ward. Now, the movie which was released today on Disney Hotstar, they say, is an adaptation of Ratsasan. In the movie, the setting is changed from Chennai to Kasauli hill station in Himachal Pradesh. Now, people who have not seen the original movie are quite, they say they are taken by it. But again, this is all Bollywood chatting. Akshay Kumar is playing the role of a cop in the movie. Now, a netizen has pointed out how the writers have straight away lifted a scene from Anthony Jeselnik's 2019 stand-up comedy act Fire in the Maternity Ward. It is a scene where Akshay jokes about his neighbor who has Alzheimer's. In general, fans are upset that Akshay Kumar decided to do a remake, that too of a movie that has been widely watched all over India. Now, one of the comments that a person has written and tweeted is that it's a B-grade copy of Ratsasan and the climax is third class. So you know what it is like. So first of all, here, friends, they seem to have absolutely no original stories, or scripts. It's so clear that these people are so what you call bankrupt. They don't have any ideas. They don't even know what will click and what will not click. So it's pathetic.
So Karthik has summed it up very nicely. Instead of Kutputli, it should be named as Cut and Paste Putli. That's a good
Yes,
one, Karthik. Very good one.
yes. Sonali's case has opened up many ways of how others have gone away.
Yeah.
There are many similarities, especially, yes, in the SSR case, says Nina Mittal. How is Alia and Karan so confident, Meenaji? Have they planned out something? As I see, Gangubai was also below average movie, but is a hyped.
So
Here,
Ankita,
Ankita, yeah, Jaidev, yes, you wanted to say.
yeah, see, the income from box office collections is very very. It's not does not affect, even if it does badly. As in, like, if people don't go to the theaters and watch their films, they are not dependent on that income. Mainly, it is all this money laundering activities and all these nefarious activities is unaffected. So, like drug business. So these are the main sources of income for all these people. So even though the public are doing a great job in boycotting these films left and right, and a remarkable job, and people should continue doing so, forward. But this is why I guess they are not they are concerned, no doubt. They are concerned, but in a way they are not. Sorry, depending on the income from that.
See, another
Totally.
point, yeah,
Yeah.
another very important point, friends, is that these people, Alia and all these people get paid, before the movie is out. So their expenses are all met. They don't have to worry. The rest is the job that the others do, to convert the money. Okay, so as long as Alia Bhatt gets her Louis Vuitton, and her Lamborghini, they're all fine. So that's the case in every area, Ankita. If you look at even Jacqueline Fernandez has absolutely no film in hand. Okay, but she has 200 bags given to her by that Sukesh Chandrasekhar, and every member of her family has got a luxury car. So this is all money conversion, nothing else. So these people, that's why they look so confident and happy. Because see, basically, if you look at Bollywood, they are first of all fake. Second thing is they only care about money. Money is their mantra. By hook or by crook, climbing over anyone. They're like, you see, there's this Arabic joke, where you say that you have what you call a basket of crabs and you leave it open. Nothing happens. What is the reason? The reason is because each crab will pull the other crab down. That's exactly what is happening in Bollywood. You know, every person to climb higher, to get money and what do you say, power and all that, they will climb over anyone. And that is what they did with Sushant Singh Rajput also. They climbed all over his dead body to get what they wanted. And now I'm talking about very specific people like Kruti and Kruti, what is her name? The late
Canon.
Kriti Sanan. You're talking about this one, Sara Ali. They didn't even care that such a sensitive actor, who shared some very beautiful moments with these actresses, was brutally murdered. Now, see, even if a friend or someone comes and stays with you for 2 days, you get attached, and when they leave the house, you feel upset. You're sharing so many days or months or years with someone, and you don't even care to hoots how he was killed. The very person you're kissing and coveting with are the ones who are involved in it. Yet, what do you want? You want to be on top, and you want to be the best actress, you want to get the best award, and you want all these Lamborghinis and Louis Vuittons and Gucci bags. That's all that matters. And in a land that is so famous for its spirituality, it's a shame on them. Yeah. Could take some comments, Jen?
And it looks like Jacqueline will get arrested soon by the ED.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So let us take a few comments. I think the ones that we have not read. All the movies currently shows more of drugs. Now here, friends, I would also like a lot of you to protest, against these OTT platforms, where they say, see, one thing is very clear, how these movies are, are marketed, or showcased by the OTT platforms is based on certain things, and the criteria is sex, drugs, violence, So please protest. Say that we don't want to see drugs. We don't want to see violent sex or rape. If you put your foot down, they will stop it because Netflix is very scared. They're always asking you for your opinion about which movies you like. Now, for example, I was just watching a few scenes from the latest The Ring. What is the title, Jaydeep?
The Lord
The
of the
Ring.
Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. The latest, they've started from today, and the first thing they've shown is, usually they say nudity, drugs, and all that, but there's no nudity and drugs. So there's only a violence and something else. So that is okay. That is palatable. Okay. So you as a viewer have every right to protest when objectionable things are shown. I don't want, scenes which have drugs to be shown to my children. Okay. So these are things you can protest about. There's a lot in your hands. You've seen from Boycott Bollywood. It has acted so well. It has come out so well. Same thing. Put your foot down. Write to Netflix. Write to OTT platforms. We don't want to see movies which have, pornography or soft porn or sleaze or, drugs. You have a lot of power in your hands, viewers. Don't think that, you can be taken for a ride. Yeah. We'll take the next comment.
Yeah, see, I would like to add one comment is that what if in schools at least the principals and teachers they advise the children not to watch Bollywood films because it'll have a bad influence in their thought process and thinking and there's
Here,
a risk.
Jaideep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Here, see, it may or may not work because kids, always, they work on peer pressure. Now, one thing, yes, what you said is right. The schools can influence if they show movies that, where, drug addiction and its effects are shown on youngsters, how it is marketed, and how children get it innocently, and how it completely spoils them. So, these movies should be shown to show you how a drug addict, cannot get out of it. Then he has to go into rehab. You see, so these things will frighten children, and they will stay away from it. So that's a good point that you made. Srujana says, Meena and Jaydev, let's boycott coffee with Karan. It's such a useless show. Gejo is promoting such nonsense things that kids are getting influenced. Here, Srujana, see, what I see is that he doesn't discuss anything of value. It's purely sex in the bedroom, and what these stars are, indulging in the bedroom. Other than
it
that,
should
there is absolutely no value.
it should be renamed Sex with Karan instead of Coffee with
Yes,
Karan.
yes, absolutely. As Jaidev ji said, though process of kids changes, just programming your mind to spoil the kids and culture, absolutely, it's a very important. Kejo's Mujra is such a nightmare, says Nisha. Meena ji, this is the biggest weakness of us. We expect all to be genuine and kind-hearted. It's good to be respectful, but not naive. Let's be realistic about
Yes,
Bollywood
Kaushik.
too. Yes. Sometimes I think they purposely make these flop movies to show a loss in their business. Yes,
Very good point.
absolutely. Yeah. Maybe another way to whitewash their black money. That's an important point, Anita. Shweta, why media is trying their best to show this case as murder due to greed or drugs when there is much more than that? Whom are they saving? We really don't want such leaders to be followed by our kids. Shweta, this is a good point because one thing is very clearly they are focusing on the drugs. And that is what exactly these two aides of Sonali wanted to show through the CCTV footage. So you see, when he is pouring the drink into her mouth, he's directly staring at the CCTV camera, which means he knows this is being recorded and he will be caught by the police. Now, he is only a small pawn, as we discussed in our earlier videos. He is only a pawn in the hands of bigger fish. And these bigger fish belong to politics. Okay. Here, let me get one thing very straight. Whether it is the SSR case or Disha's case or Jia Khan's case or Janvi Kukreja's case, or now we're talking about Sonali's case, do you know who are the obstacles who stand in the path of justice? It's only politicians. They have their hands deep in the muck, you know. And, I'm not talking about any party in special. Just because Modi ji is a very clean soul, and he has some very good gems like Yogi Adityanath and Himanta Biswa or Annamalai, or Bommai. See, that doesn't mean all are good. In recently in the what happened in the Silly Soul, restaurant case, what happened? They are deep into all this, and they will do by hook or by crook to cover up what's happening. Whether it is a Bedami property, whether it is relationships with women in a clandestine manner, whether there is videography, of some sexual acts, whether there's blackmailing happening. So here, for example, let me take the SSR case. In the SSR case, we all very well know that a politician's son is involved in it, and he is handling the dark net. So there's a business going on, as well as prostitution, trafficking, trade of organs, trafficking of children, minors. So all this is happening along with the drugs. So if if the arrow points to a politician's son, immediately the politician's father will jump up, and catch all the people who are connected, to other parties and say, please protect him. Immediately what happens? The role of the chair, comes into the picture. Now, who wants a chair? So accordingly, they will all compromise, and finally, the chair will win, and our poor victims will lose. So this is the same case that's happening in Sonali's case, friends. It's just that, see, there are some very big politicians involved, and I'm just hoping that a CBI inquiry is made into this, because, see, I don't understand this. I'm telling you very frankly. Goa now has BJP a second term. Okay. Now it's very important that the chief minister of Goa cleans up Goa. It's very easy to say that Goa is your tourist attraction. You're making a lot of money because of it being a tourist attraction. But it is your duty to clean up the state, just like Yogi ji is doing or Himanta Biswa is doing. Don't tell us that, see, just because of that you will allow drugs and alcohol and everything to spoil the youth. Clean up Goa, and stop this Bollywood coming there and trading in drugs and killing people, and what all is happening there with the underworld. So the politicians have to get their act straight. Then only will all these deaths, end. Kalp says, saw a video where Krishna Abhishek was removed from TKSS. He's changing his looks, trying to look suave as a Bollywood actor. I wouldn't be surprised if he announced divorce from his wife. So you're talking about the Kapil show, I guess.
Yes.
And I think he's a nephew of Govinda. Brahmastra is going to be a massive disaster. The turkey lover is gone now. You, the beef lover, says Nitish Singh. Madam, today is the death anniversary.
Yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Let us please spend a few moments in silence for this great actor, who never really ventured into movies. But he was someone with a great soul. He was a great soul, a great personality, someone like Sushant Singh, who came from good family, who was, and I continue to say that, was murdered. And the whole thing was hushed up. So let our prayers be with him and his family. For parents, I don't think his father passed away, I think, but his mother still exists. And, I think they, sort of silenced her as well. Goa has too much criminal activity, says Sharmila. They made a different story of Goa. Goa wasn't about drugs, wildlife,
Yes.
but about natural beauty and serene atmosphere. Yes. I heard Kapil Sharma changing his looks and removing Krishna Abhishek from the show. He's growing insecure day by day. Sorry for the miss.
Yeah, he was. There was a fight with another one who was very talented with Kapil Sharma. I forgot his name. What was his name? He had a very big fight, and I don't know if he is. He left the show. He left the Kapil Sharma show,
Yeah.
and
Who
he was
used
a
to, it's a
really good.
woman. Yeah, very, very nice actor.
He
Yes.
was very talented, and Kapil
Yes.
Sharma was very much threatened by his talent.
Yeah. Jeevan says, as someone commented here, one Modi can't change it. So we should each one take up the charge. Yes. Spread about Bolly and their dirt. Share. Candid Meena. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Sunil Grover. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Yes, Sunil. He was par excellence. I mean, he could do any sort of role. Kejo has also backed Chalak Diklaja. I don't understand why we get the same judges on all the shows. We need to start boycotting these TV shows as well when people like Kejo are judges. Here, Vijayant Singh, Jhalak Diklaja is an Ekta Kapoor show. Okay, so Queen Bee decides who is the judge and who is not, and she'll decide who will win, and those whoever wins will have to play to the tune of the cabal. Some of these people were all these Rashmi Desai and all that, so who are all in her coterie, you know. And they say that she comes into the show, like a queen, and she will not tolerate nonsense, and she throws all her nakras there, and people, people are scared of her. It's all rigged, So there's nothing you can do, Vijay and Singh, about it because these are controlled by these elements, these Bollywood elements. You can't do anything about it. And everything is controlled by them. Who will win? Who will lose? Who will go into depression? Who will commit suicide? All this decided by them.
And the sad part is people, spend money and send SMS for, voting on which contestant will, win the show. And sadly, it is all pre-decided and who will win the contest. And, the mobile, the telecom company and Bollywood, they make a lot of money from, the people sending SMSs and paying their money, hard-earned money too. So I think people should stop watching these shows and should stop sending SMSs also.
Yeah.
How are
Smriti,
politics?
yeah. Smriti says, ma'am, how are politicians included in the Kukreja case? Do her friends that were included belong to rich families? Yes. Here, let me clearly explain to you something that perhaps you don't know. Now, see, this whole thing has happened because there is a drug ring. And see, what China is doing is they are sending photosynthetic drugs, to India, and they are experimenting on middle class children. And what happens is they, completely videotape it and of course show it on darknet as well. What are the effects of these drugs? It could make people wild. I'm sure you would have seen in some of the YouTube channels that people take off their clothes and walk around in public when they are high on drugs, certain drugs. And so it is with this intention that this drug ring is happening in India. And Janvi Kukreja was a victim of this. Earlier, another boy also died in a very similar manner. Now, when I say the drug ring, we are talking about politicians, we're talking police, we're talking about a lot of people involved in it, underworld, and Bollywood. Now, here in this case, the person who had hosted the party, called Yash, he comes from a very rich family. That house which they are staying was their own independent house. It was sold to a real estate guy who gave them a flat free of charge and paid for the rest of the money. Okay, so now apparently from what we have heard, people in that building are scared of Yash's family, and he was the one who hosted the party at the terrace. Okay, so that is why, despite the screams and what all happened on that night, nobody came out of their house because they knew they could not deal with Yash's family. And after this Janvi Kukreja was killed, after a few days in Facebook, people were saying that the same boy and the same, the girls who had partied that night had gone to Goa to celebrate. So Is there any sort of sadness or disappointment at what happened? No, he was a host. So these people, see, Samir Wankade, when he was in NCB, very clearly he said that rich boys have made it their career to market these drugs. And with this drug money, they go to exotic places and holiday with their girlfriends or boyfriends. So, totally, Smriti, this is connected with politicians. And when this Janvi died, do you know who was the person who was investigating it? It was Trimukhe. You remember who was Trimukhe? Trimukhe was the guy that every time Ria was being interrogated by NCB, she would run to him to tell him all the details. Okay, Trimukhe was the same guy when Siddharth Shukla died. He was at Cooper Hospital trying to hush the case. He's a very dangerous policeman who has bought his, post in Bombay. It is like that. It's very clearly come out through these, phone calls that police people are able to buy their posts. And Trimukhe's post is one of the most, coveted posts, that area. Now it's my turn to invite them. So I plan to play classical music. We don't want to invite us again. I have a young son. Don't need this. Deepthi will not come again. The reason has been provided many times. Okay, let me just go to some other. Is the Trimukhe the only guy for the authorities in the entire Mumbai? Here, Karthik, see, Trimukhe worked directly under Paramveer Singh and Wazir. Okay. Don't think that it is only one Paramveer Singh, and one Wazir. There are many people. There are good.
They're just pawns.
Yes, there are good people and there are bad people. Fewer honest, more corrupt people. He probably gets a cut for letting the drugs flow. Yes, exactly, Maria. Thanks, Karthik. I missed that probably. Okay, let's take some more comments, Jyoti.
Yeah. Kriti Sanon was the only one who's not gold digger in SSR's life at last. She's also from Bollywood. She has to survive. That's why she has to dance on the tunes. But her love is genuine. I really don't.
Now, here, stylist, I would not agree with you because Kriti Sanon comes from a very rich family, very well-off family. Okay, she doesn't need the money. So this is something we cannot agree on. Yeah, back to you, Jed.
Yeah, I agree. We need to stop watching these shows. We all are making their wallets bigger and emptying ours for no reason. Yes, Vijay. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Vijay Deverakonda, and as you know that his film Liger, bombed at the box office. Now the film took a grand opening, but due to negative reviews, it collapsed at the box office. Hardly a week after release, it has earned 60 lakh rupees in India. This indicates that Liger will be pulled out of theaters very soon. And it has hardly created any impact in theaters. The film raked only 33 crores on the opening day. And so the Liger is officially a flop at the box office. And it has collected 60 lakh rupees in 5 languages across India. So Vijay Deverakonda has really landed himself in deep trouble once again. So by aligning with all these jokers like Kejo and Ananya Pandey. So hi Kiran. I heard Turkey has refused the midget for showing LSC in that country.
Kriti Sanon is also from the Bollywoodian gangs, yes. Paramveer Singh is being questioned, Pooja. So, he's under control. Her love is genuine. Maybe she is rich, but she understands SSR very well. Now changed totally after breakup. Stylish boy, I don't know what you mean by genuine, because if it's so easy to get out of a genuine love,
I'll ask Stylish Boy. Yeah, sorry. I'll ask Stylish Boy one question. Okay, assuming that you're coming that say like her love is genuine for SSR, Just one simple question is, why is she not asking for the CBI for an update on SSR case, right? She didn't say one word, or she
Yeah,
did not support the sisters. So from that you can, the answer is very clear.
yeah, absolutely. To
To
save
save
Bollywood, they're
Bollywood,
promoting, yeah, South actors.
all the actors. Okay. Are you aware why Rakesh Miria was removed? He must know all the secrets.
Rakesh Maria equally was very corrupt, so I wouldn't, even if he has secrets or not, he was equally corrupt. Heard Rajamouli got comments not to promote Brahmastra, but that's what he's doing. He's trying to promote it. Druggy Kapoor fell so badly on a trap, he exploited many girls. But as luck would have it, he got Alia pregnant. But with this one, there was no way out, as her father is Mahesh Bhatt or Booth. Bullshit acting in story, but Vijay is a super egoistic pig. He thought by being with Kijo, it'll make him famous in Bollywood. It just
Yes.
backfired. Kriti is happy coming to Kejo,
Okay.
KWK, and smiling and giggling. Fake. Anuradha Prez. Uh, what is this for, Anuradha? I think for
I think it's
Siddharth.
for it's Siddharth
Siddharth.
Shukla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we boycott Big Boss? Yes. In Liger, most creative thing was title Tiger plus Lion Liger. I read comments below Kejo tweet on Brahmastra, all negative comments. She said we should stop speculating. Yeah.
Speculating about what?
These heroines are not innocent and will not do anything without any motive, says Sharmila. Kriti Saran is just marketing tool and nothing more. These people have contract relationships, yes.
Yes.
But
Each and every
what
marriage
caused
in Bollywood is a
breakup?
contract.
Yeah. What caused the breakup between SSR and Kriti? It's really very simple. See, when someone is a success, everybody tags along. You know, when the cabal itself is against SSR and is trying to pull him down, that means he's going to be a loser. So she, packed up her bags and left back to you.
And it's also like temporary promotion of their upcoming films, that they will say that
Matters. Yes. Yes.
they have a relationship in Bollywood.
Yes. Can you take some more comments?
Yeah. So Kriti Sanon is more interested in pushing her sister's career than about SSR. So naturally, she toes. Okay, she has a sister. Okay, I never knew that because I've never seen her in Bollywood. So yeah, I think so. But I guess the sister is also compromised for these videos with Canadian Kumar. Uh, yeah, at least they should have named Liger as Honky Horse plus Donkey. At least how the film should would have had a decent run. Okay, Stylish Boy says she's from Bollywood. She has a support. If not, she will be the same like SSR. End of the day, they don't care whoever supports them. They will include, against, throw them out. Pattern is the same. Yes, absolutely. Next, genuine person cannot adjust in Bollywood or kill his or her pride, family value, and ethics. Yes, since I'm following my way, seeing life has changed. I realized how fake media this world. Yeah, okay, yeah. You're talking about mainstream media, yes, Sushma, and especially with channels like India Today and NDTV. Ankita Chalakonde and her crocodile tears for SSR in DID. Yeah, we are coming to that G1 and. Okay, so let's get to the next piece of news. Is with regards to this lady Pallavi and Pallavi Joshi. As you know, that Kashmir Files did remarkably well. And why did it do remarkably well? Because it clearly showed the correct picture of what happened in Kashmir, and with the what cruelty was done to the Kashmiri Pandits, which Bollywood has been ignoring for so long time. Now, speaking with media, Pallavi Joshi, was questioned on what she thought of the boycott Bollywood movement. So this is what she said. Let me tell you one thing: no matter what happens, there won't be a scenario where films will not be made. As long as films are made, people will get paid, unless, of course, there's a pandemic again where everything comes to a standstill. But that is nature. But the film industry won't be put under lock and key. That's a very utopian thought. It hasn't happened, that it will never happen again. To She also said, to actually say that they think about these 250 people who work on our films and what about their livelihood is a wrong statement. They already have been paid. After the release, it's only the producer, the distributor, and the exhibitor that gets stuck. Actors, technicians, all the daily wage workers have been paid by them. So this is what she has commented with regards to the boycott Bollywood movement. So what's your take on that?
So, you know, what she says, see, when she says that these, it would affect poor technicians is wrong, I agree with her. See, a lot of the times what happens is that, see, these people are, as you said, they're daily wages, and they need to be paid daily. See, otherwise they're not going to work for you. I know it because I was also into movies. I was directing movies, so I know they paid on a daily thing. So, and again, earlier what you had said about, when the actors are getting such huge amounts, for them to share this amount with the daily wages is not a big thing. So they can easily do that. They can come to a sort of agreement. But charity is not a part of the Bollywood character. They will not help even a beggar. Mauni Roy was shown, showing some sympathy to a beggar. When the beggar asked money from Mauni Roy, she just walked off. So what was the sympathy that you gave? Was that moral sympathy? They don't need your moral sympathy. They don't even know who you are, Mauni Roy. Okay. If you had given her some money, it would have made a difference for that day. She would have got food for that day. So that's how mean these Bollywood people are.
I mean, there are a lot of production houses who don't pay these poor people, poor technicians, and light boys for many months, and the payments are pending, and they end up protesting against these production houses. So there are a lot of
Yeah.
cases like that as well.
Hmm.
I still, yeah. Yeah, Jeevan says a good point, and it's a harsh reality. Many technicians died on sets. What have they done for them? They only think of themselves. Selfish they are. Yes, Jeevan, and this is what not many media cover, that many technicians die on film sets. They are always saying that technicians will suffer, makeup, dada, and the hairstylists will suffer, just trying to manipulate us into watching their mediocre films. No doubt,
Yeah.
Vardhan.
Yeah. Moving on to the next piece of news.
Yeah. So moving to the next piece of news is with regards to Karan Johar, and as you know that in the Coffee with Karan show latest episode, he asked Tiger Shroff the weirdest place that you have made out. So Tiger replied, I mean, it's not weird, but I thought it was pretty adventurous of me up in the air. Now Karan said, oh, Mile High Club, you're a member. I don't know how people do it. We will chat after the show. There was an endeavor made, but looking at Kriti Sanon, you know I'm a big boy. The tiny Lou wasn't big enough. No, with my luck, I also nearly got caught, so it was a bit of a messy scenario. I so this is so he's trying to indicate that he tried to have sex on an aeroplane, but he was almost caught. And so he said, Karan said that I wish I focused more on my personal life. I don't think I have done that. As a parent, I feel very fulfilled today. So apparently, most of the talk on Coffee with Karan show is about sex
See,
and
again, Jaydev, see, these are also not true. See, they make up stories, in an effort to shock you.
yes,
See, if this would have happened, Karan Johar would have been thrown out of the flight. Okay. So these are all, they make up stories just to make viewers think that, so, oh
yeah.
God, they are so forward. So it is this, I would say, he thinks that he is the ultimate. as far as filmdom is concerned or stardom is concerned. He was a very tiny chap, son of a director, producer, and he grew up. He Ekta Kapoor and all, they all have the same IQ, absolutely nil. So they grew up together. Their knowledge is also very less. Plagiarization is the main thing. Copying Hollywood movies is the same thing. And then, of course, then they realized that drugs is the big money maker. So then they moved around with a cabal. And then they, without realizing it, they fell into the grip of the underworld, who started dictating what content should go into their films. So these are just various ways of making money. These shows also. So you can look at the way that these people, when they come into a Karan Johar show, look at Karan, saying that, see, what difficult questions is he going to ask? There's nothing difficult that he's going to ask them. All he's going to ask is peek into their bedroom and see what they do. So are they
And
prepared to talk about it or not? It's a question.
so all these are scripted also. That's what they say.
Yeah.
The questions in Coffee with Karan. And Jitesh Pillai giving thumbs up and praising Riya Chakravarti's pictures on Instagram. Okay. Uh, but then, after becoming drug addict, that this man or woman, I don't know, has become like a coconut. Really? Okay. Why don't these Bolly people and dear Pallavi ensure that you do insurance on of your tech and other stuff? Put some money for the welfare,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Yes, yes,
So
money.
here again, Himani, this is what we've been saying from the beginning. Why not have proper contracts? Which the government lays down. And if they don't abide by it, you're pulled up for it. And penalized.
Fake star means fake story, says Paramita. Yes. What kind of chat show is this? They are teaching youngsters to ruin their life. Yes, very well said, Ankita. If Bollywood is so worried about daily wages, then they should correct their ways. Their ways are not only hurting daily wages, but society at large, says Kaushik. Yes. And Kaushik, like we said earlier yesterday, these so-called the lead actors and actresses should come and say that we allot a certain part of our salary or your whatever they are earning in that particular film for technicians, right? So I mean they are earning in so many crores, right? Like 40, 50 crores per film. Even if they give at least 7 to 8% to all these light boys and technicians, it will be more than enough, right? Like even if no one comes and watches their films, at least these poor technicians, light boys are paid off, right?
See, if you look at Ekta Kapoor's movies or series, she has very clear nudity clauses where once they are supposed to appear nude, they're supposed to appear. Otherwise, they are penalized for it, whatever, or to pay so much amount. Now, if Ekta Kapoor can have such sleazy contracts, surely the government of India can say that, see, to protect the lives of these technicians, each film city has to have certain rules for them you know so it's just a joke that they don't care for these poor people who live in huts and slums. Karthik
It's
says, look
sad.
at the accidental shooting and death of a cinematographer in Hollywood, where actor Alec Baldwin was involved. How much media coverage it got? Will such an outcry happen in Gutterwood?
Yes.
Blessed good day to two blessed hosts. Is only on this candid Meena platform we get all current news. Thanks, my sister and brother.
Thank you
God
very much,
bless you
Monica.
immensely. Thank you so much, Radhika. So kind of you. Bollywood is Bollywood is same like Pooja Mishra's words. Poti karo, saaf karo, poti karo, saaf karo, and poti karo, saaf karo. Terrible. Nanda, I think they should have an agreement like how we have when we join a company. Exactly.
Yes, Nanda.
Maya. Bollywood connection with business houses was seen clearly in Deepu Ranbir celebrating Ganesha with Ambanis as they were bringing the idol home. Ranbir, as usual, on a high, dancing away, only he was clothed. Now, here, friends, also remember, Maya, don't forget the fact that at one of their weddings, these people Bollywood people, were serving food like waitresses, or waiters. And that's how a rich man and his wife can treat you. If they say, Amitabh Bachchan, please wipe the floor before the guest comes in, he and his Thaliwali Mami will do that. You know, you ask, this the Butt family, to sweep the floor. Yes, they will sweep the floor because who's talking? It's the Ambanis. That is the kind of what you call hierarchy that money makes. Wherever that Gejo is, there is topic on sex for sure. For
Yes,
that
Gloria.
joker, it's the be all and end all. Yes, the true poet. I'll never forget the scene where, on screen, you remember, Gloria, there was a show, and where he said, he actually posed like a dog, and he said, this is my position when I have sex. Have you seen anybody do this anywhere? Never. That means this
So it's
man is
very
so deep.
vulgar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, he's a character from Kali Yuga. Can't imagine. Anita, these nepotistic kids are not even high school graduates, so the only thing they can talk about is sex and drugs. Yes.
So I
Here,
just
yeah,
yeah, coming
Anita,
to
yeah,
yeah.
just one point before you go on. Um, Anita, a very interesting thing is that Janvi said that, she hates maths, Janvi Kapoor, so she doesn't understand the significance of maths. And thank God she didn't learn maths, so she was on a whole tirade against maths. Can you imagine? Without maths, what this world would have been? So, but because, as you said, they are not school graduates or college graduates, they can only talk about sex and drugs. Well said. Yeah, back to you.
Yeah, so now Ankita Lokhande, she appeared in a show of Super Moms, and now in that particular episode of Super Moms, there was an act, which was dedicated to our late actor, SSR Sushant Singh Rajput. And while the video, so Ankita Lokhande, sort of broke down on seeing this particular act, which was dedicated to SSR, and so she said, God bless him. He was a close friend, my everything. I am sure he is happy wherever he is. So, and she was, wiping her tears. So it's all drama, and as you know that this girl is all about drama, and she's using the name of SSR to remain in the limelight because she hardly has any serials or any films. Forget about films. She hardly has any serials. And even Pavitra Rishta too also was a very big flop, as you
Yeah.
know.
Sensible says, I'd like to come and discuss with comparison of Hollywood Bollywood mentality and contacts and what should be done to fix it and future of what better Bollywood. Sunanda, Sensible Life, what you can do is just email me and we'll fix a date.
Yeah, you can email at candidmeenafamily at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Um,
Makes me mad to say this. Wish Gay Joe overdoses.
I was never big on Bollywood ever, but now their vain, obnoxious attitude is getting on my nerves. Rather than acknowledging their attitude, they are spurning common people, mocking them atrocious, says Shilpi Chaudhary. Very well
Yeah.
said, Shilpi, and especially like you have Arjun Kapoor, sort of threatening the public to come and watch their films, and that too, who will watch
He
Arjun
thinks his
Kapoor's?
dadagiri will work.
So, like Kangana's sister said, Flopsy has a sasti copy of Kangana. Gutterwood is a sasti copy of Hollywood, says
Yeah.
Karthik. Yes. Vishakanya on red carpet, my blood boils seeing her. I don't know how SSR fell in her trap. Yes, stylish boy, and that's what It's like they have this honey traps all for these outsiders who they feel is a threat. I saw a video on Instagram in which a girl was clicking a selfie with Urvashi and she was throwing tantrum. I felt annoyed at this girl. She found no one else. It must be her PR. They must have said, "Okay, you just go and act like a fan." So I'm sure, like it must not be a fan. Ambani's weddings, yeah, they are all working like servants. Please update more details about
Yeah,
Sushant case. I'm from
absolutely.
Sri Lanka. Yes, Sashi, and we are all waiting for an update from the CBI with regards to the SSR case. And unfortunately, there's no update at the moment with regards to the SSR case. And we really urge the public to come to Twitter and ask the present Maharashtra government, headed by Shinde and Fadnavis, to
Here,
sort of.
I would like to say something, Jerry. I was, repulsed by the fact that I just saw a few clips, of the Filmfare Awards where Fadnavis, you know, walks in proudly with his wife, at the show. What is he walking in for? Doesn't he know that these people represent murder, death, drug, illicit trafficking? Why can't politicians have the gumption, to say that I will not attend a Bollywood function till these cases are cleared? Why doesn't Devendra Fadnavis not have the courage to say that he will not attend any Bollywood function? We know that his wife is so, stuck up on Bollywood, and she's a fan of Bollywood, and his daughter is also a fan of Bollywood. But he is a politician. He can't mix these two worlds unless Sushant and the others get, the punishment, justice. These politicians should have, a little bit more sensitivity towards the public.
Yeah, you can take the next piece of news.
Yeah. Shabana Azmi breaks down as she speaks about the release of 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano gang rape case. She says she's deeply ashamed. Now, Ankita was also killed recently by Shahrukh, and she has no words for that. Anyway, the actor Shabana welled up as she spoke about how stunned she was after the release of the 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano gang rape case. In a new interview, she said she's deeply ashamed over the recent development in the case. She added that after the convicts were released, she expected an outpouring of outrage, but was surprised. She also said there isn't enough understanding of the injustice and of horror of what happened. Now, here, I'd like to say that this woman has very selective opinions. You know, she
Selective
speaks only
outrage.
about yeah, a selective opinion and outrage as well. She speaks only when it upsets her about anything that is anti-Hindu. Okay, and she doesn't care about Hindus at all. Whenever there's Hindu bashing or Modi bashing, this couple, Javed Akhtar and his wife and his son, Farhan Akhtar, will lead the race, with flags. That's how cheap they are. So, rather than doling us advice, Shabana, you remember, you had an accident. And in that accident, after the accident, an army officer actually picked you up from the street, and got you to the hospital. Did you have one word of thanks for that? Modi ji also asked about you at that time. What did you do after that? You continued your Modi bashing with your husband. I mean, let's not even talk about you and your family in this. That's how you're not different from Amir Khan or Shah Rukh Khan, or Saif Khan. You're all the same. You live in a country, you eat the best of food, you have the best of cars, the best of houses. You utilize Indians so that your movies become hits. And then after all that, you say Indians are donkeys. And you don't want to exist in a country like India because there's no peace. So why are we seeing you guys here? You have, see, when partition happened, Muslims all moved to Pakistan. You could have also done the same. Even now, you are welcome to do it. Imran Khan and his coterie will welcome you with open hands. So let us not hear your opinion. We are not interested. Okay. And even if you want to say it, please tell it during your ghazal nights, or your mujra nights with Karan Johar or Yejo. Yeah, let's take some more comments, Sharon.
Yeah, and Ambani should have made these stars clean the toilets and taken a video of that.
Absolutely. Shabana Azmi is also secular. Please excuse her. And yes, all religions are same. Yes. Great
Thank you,
session going on.
Bhavna.
Thank you, Bhavna.
Bhavna.
The elite Indian. Absolutely, yeah. How long Nautanki use SSR's name? Why she don't take her unpopular husband's name anywhere? And then have you also seen Stylish Boy that she has changed her look completely? Earlier she used to wear saris and ethnic wear. Now she's moved on to micro minis. And why do they wear micro minis? We all know what the cabal prefer. The cabals, see, it's like, when air hostesses have joined, there's a certain amount of weight they should have. So similarly, the cabals, criteria is that they have to show their cleavage, they have to wear only slitted skirts, which are thigh high, okay, and they should only smoke drugs. So these are all the criteria, and live a Western life, and anybody who speaks against this will be trolled in social media. Thank you, Gloria. Always very
And,
kind of you.
I mean, there's an interesting point to note. If you observe the entry when Mauni Roy initially entered Bollywood, you should note her skin color. It is
Mm.
kind of dark, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
But now she seems like a foreigner, the complexion of her skin. Even Ankita Lokhande, when she entered, her complexion was,
They were all
like
dusky.
the
Yes.
side.
In fact,
So,
they themselves say, for example, not Isha Diol, there's another actress, I think, Isha, oh, I forget her name. Isha said that, see, you can get this done, whitening of your skin, through injections which are quite painful. Now, this has
hmm.
become the habit. For example, someone like Kajal's daughter, who was very dusky, now she's become fair, and people like Janvi. So these people have all become fair. So they must be all resorting to this whitening treatment. And why do they want white girls? This is what Bollywood is all about. Bollywood is all about corrupting Indians. Okay. Now, when we have a daughter or a son, regardless of the color, we love the child. But
Yes.
you, Bollywood, are teaching us that, see, we do not want dark children. And the biggest culprit is Gejo, who got his children through surrogacy, and they look like some Tom Cruise's children. Okay, now same with Shah Rukh Khan. I don't know whether it's his son or his son's son. So he is also fair like Europeans. So they prefer Caucasian features. They prefer Caucasian color. And if they hate India so much, they don't like our color. They don't like the way we talk. They don't like our hospitality. Then why is it, because their movies are not becoming hits? Why are they celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi?
Yeah, even
Why are
Kajal.
they going to celebrate Diwali or Dashera? You hate India. Why don't you just stop all this and go out, and like Akshay Kumar, get other passports?
Yeah, so this is a good comment. With all the skin lightening, plastic surgery, Botox, and plastics, they are sending such wrong messages to
Yeah,
young kids. Plead parents to give kids good upbringing so they don't fall into such trap, says
yeah.
Sunita. Yes, very well said.
Yes,
And
here, Sunita, I'd like to just tell you one incident that I saw, because see, growing up as a teenager, we were susceptible to what people said. So we'd gone for a party, and they were watching some Bollywood movie in Iraq, and there was this villain who came in. It was Gulshan Grover or someone who came in with dark skin. So immediately, one of the Punjabi men, watching it said, "Dekho wo kala kunda, wo madrasi hoga."
hmm,
So this is the kind of evil attitude that these people spread. You know, so if you're dark, you come from Madras. So it's all so it's humiliating. So these things, I mean, this is why Bollywood is being boycotted, because of their racist attitude, their, what do you call, their arrogance, and their double standards.
And the same Bollywood is now with begging bowl to the Madrasis who they were making fun of earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Maria says they have sold their souls to the devil. Money and power is their god. You know,
Yes.
throw Bollywood forever. Stereotyping. Yeah, Bollywood reinforces such racist stereotypes.
Yes.
They
Thank
good
you.
point on fairness. Yes, double standards of Gutterwood, and which we common men can see now. So on this note, we will close this session. Tomorrow, Saffron will join us. Saffron Tiger will join us. Do come and join us. And thank you always for taking the time to participate in this show, and always giving us valuable points that make us also think about what's happening, in the news. So thank you guys so much.
And
It
friends,
seems like people
do
in India think there's only one kind of South Indian, that's Madras. Yes.
yeah, and please make sure to hit the like button and share it with your friends, and do subscribe to our channel as well.
Yeah. Yes, we were talking about Isha Gupta. Thank you so much, Imani.
Yes.
Good night. Thank you, and good night.